Have you ever wondered why, even with so much knowledge available, so many people still feel lost, blocked, or paralyzed by life? And even more, why so many spiritual practices, courses, books, and techniques fail to truly transform the lives of those who seek them? Maybe the answer lies in something much simpler and much deeper than we imagine: our inability to accept the unexpected. We live trapped in rigid mental patterns, conditioned to interpret reality only through what we already know, and this creates an invisible prison. Everything that doesn't fit into our mental repertoire is automatically rejected. But what if the unexpected, the unknown, the uncomfortable, the improbable is exactly where the key to true spiritual transformation is hidden? In this video, we're going to explore a principle that few people understand, but one that can change everything on your spiritual journey: the capacity to accept the unexpected. You'll understand why knowledge can become an obstacle to spiritual evolution, how the fear of the unknown paralyzes your soul, the power of a mind that is open, neutral, and free of judgment, the profound difference between intellect and wisdom, and how to develop a living, fluid, awakened consciousness capable of embracing the new as a gift from existence. So if you've ever felt spiritually stagnant, if you feel like you know a lot but live very little of what you know, or if you're seeking a higher, more connected stage of your spiritual path, this video was made especially for you. So take a moment now, like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and prepare yourself for a journey that may shift your entire spiritual axis. We live in an age saturated with information. Never before has so much content been produced about spirituality, personal growth, and consciousness. And yet, paradoxically, we have never seen so many people feeling confused, blocked, and empty. Why? Because we confuse knowledge with evolution, and that is a profound mistake. The human mind tends to reject anything unfamiliar. It rushes to categorize, label, and compare. When something new appears, the mind immediately tries to match it with something it already recognizes, and when it can't, it discards it. This is a primitive instinct. The brain seeks safety, and for the brain, safety means the known. But this same instinct becomes poison on the spiritual path, because the soul can only evolve through what is new, challenging, and capable of pulling us out of our mental comfort zone. How many times have you heard a deep spiritual truth, only for your mind to whisper, "I already know that"? And because you thought you knew, you didn't go deeper, you didn't practice, and without practice, nothing changes. The problem is not learning. The problem is using learning as a shield to avoid real transformation. Many people become addicted to spiritual study, but they never apply it. They consume content like someone collecting trophies, a certificate here, a new technique there, but in daily life, they remain impatient, controlling, judgmental, trapped in the same automatic reactions. Intellectual knowledge feeds the ego. Only lived experience dissolves it. Think of how a child looks at the world. There is no interpretation, no judgment, only presence, curiosity, and openness. A child sees possibility where an adult sees limitation. A child surrenders to the experience without needing to understand everything first. This childlike mind, in the spiritual sense, is one of the greatest keys to wisdom. Jesus said, "Unless you become like children, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven." The essence of that teaching is simple. Release the arrogance of knowing and open yourself to direct experience. An open mind is the channel through which consciousness expands. When you see life only through the lens of what makes sense to you, you close yourself off from most of reality. True spiritual transformation rarely comes from what confirms your logic. It comes from what shatters it. This is why so many people walk in circles. They only accept what reinforces what they already believe. But the real spiritual leap happens when you face something you do not understand and you stay open anyway. Resistance to the unexpected does not appear by chance. It has a deep, silent root, often invisible to the mind that lives on autopilot. And this root has a name: fear of the unknown. From childhood, we are conditioned to search for safety. Family, school, society, all reinforce the idea that knowing what will happen means being in control, and control feels like protection. But spirituality does not operate under this logic. True spiritual growth begins exactly where control ends. It demands surrender, and surrender demands courage. Yet most of us were trained to fear everything we cannot predict. So when something unexpected happens, a sudden event, a new sensation, an unexplained intuition, the mind reacts with alarm. This is dangerous. This makes no sense. I need to understand this. But the urge to understand everything kills the living experience the moment could offer. The ego, our system of identity, wants consistency. It clings to the familiar, even when the familiar is limiting, painful, or draining. That is why many people stay in toxic relationships, suffocating jobs, or self-destructive patterns, because familiar suffering still feels safer than the unknown. But the soul does not work this way. The soul wants to grow, explore, and fly beyond the predictable. And for that, it needs the unexpected. Accepting the unexpected means accepting the invitations your soul sends you, in the form of chaos, change, or surprise. Insecurity in this context is not a flaw. It is a symptom of expansion. Every time you open yourself to something new, the mind tries to protect you with insecurity. But spiritually, insecurity is the sign that your comfort zone is cracking open. And breaking the comfort zone is a requirement for true transformation. So instead of running from the uncertain, practice surrender. When the unexpected visits you, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this moment trying to teach me? What invitation is hidden here?" This simple shift in perspective can free you from years of silent resistance. One of the greatest illusions of the modern mind is believing that before taking a step, it needs certainty. I'll only invest if I'm sure it will work. I'll only open my heart if I know I won't get hurt. I'll only dive into spiritual practice if I understand everything first. This mindset keeps us stuck, confused, and frustrated. Real growth happens when you move without guarantees, when you surrender without control, when you trust the flow of life, even when you don't understand its logic in the moment. This is not recklessness. This is conscious faith. And conscious faith is not the belief that everything will go right. It is the knowing that even if things do not go right according to your mind, they will take you where you need to be. Accepting the unexpected is not a theory. It is a practice. It is allowing yourself to change your mind. It is receiving a criticism without reacting. It is observing an emotion without trying to fix it. It is accepting that you don't need certainty to live in peace. And, interestingly, it is exactly when you let go of the need for certainty that true peace finally arrives. In every major spiritual tradition, across cultures and centuries, there is a shared principle: the cultivation of inner silence, neutral observation, and deep listening. And what do these states have in common? They all arise when the mind is free from judgment. Judging is automatic. When we encounter a person, an idea, or a situation, our first impulse is to classify. This is good. This is bad. This is right. This is wrong. This feels safe. This feels threatening. This impulse is natural, but it is not spiritual. Judgment closes. Judgment isolates. Judgment separates. And every inner separation disconnects us from essence. The essence of spirituality is unity. Every time we judge something we don't understand, we miss an opportunity to expand consciousness. Spiritual curiosity is not superficial. It is the willingness to look at something and say, I don't understand yet, but I'm open. It doesn't make sense now, but I can listen. I don't know what this is, but maybe there is something to learn. This state is profoundly transformative. It allows reality to reveal what we need, not what we want. When you release the need to control, interpret, and judge, the spiritual world begins to speak to you more clearly. Signs, intuitions, synchronicities, they all become more visible when you quiet the noise of constant analysis. Being present is not just being in the now, it is being in the now without resisting what is happening. And this only becomes possible when you suspend judgment. Judgment pulls you out of the moment. It activates memories of the past, projections of the future, old fears, and limiting beliefs. Neutrality, which is not indifference, allows you to experience the moment with purity. And it is in that purity that spirit reveals itself. Practice 1. Choose silence instead of reaction. Before responding to a provocation, criticism, or discomfort, pause. This pause is sacred. It is the birthplace of awareness. Practice 2. Transform "this is wrong" into "what can I learn here?" This simple shift changes your entire vibration, from judgment to expansion, from rigidity to flexibility. Practice 3. Watch your thoughts like clouds, not truths. You are not what you think. Thoughts are mental events, not absolute realities. When you observe without identifying, you become free. Practice 4. Listen with the body, not only with the ears. When someone speaks, even if you disagree, feel the energy behind the words. Feel the field, the intention. This opens portals of understanding beyond logic. Accepting the unexpected means accepting that you are not here to control everything, but to learn, to grow, to serve, and to be transformed. And this transformation begins when you say within yourself, I don't need to understand in order to trust. I don't need to judge in order to live. I don't need to agree in order to love. This is the foundation of an awakened mind. We live in an era of informational abundance. Books, courses, videos, techniques, forums, everything is one click away. But it has never been easier to fall into the trap of spiritual ego. Here lies the danger, confusing knowing with being, confusing concepts with consciousness, confusing the accumulation of information with true transformation. And this confusion, subtle but dangerous, is one of the main causes of modern spiritual stagnation. Knowing about meditation is not the same as meditating. Reading about inner healing is not the same as healing yourself. Studying forgiveness is not the same as releasing resentment from your heart. The real shift happens when knowledge becomes practice, and practice becomes presence. Wisdom does not come from the mind that reads, but from the soul that lives. Maybe you know someone, or maybe you once were that person, who speaks beautifully about spirituality, quotes authors, recites profound lines, but in daily life they are impatient, intolerant, critical, insecure, full of contradictions. This is not judgment, this is observation. What happens is simple. The person knows too much, but lives too little. They accumulate so much knowledge that their spiritual ego swells, and now they use spirituality as an armor, not as a path of healing. This is the blind spiritualist, the one who got lost in the intellect and disconnected from the heart. The rational mind is a powerful ally, but only when it serves consciousness. The problem begins when it takes command. The intellect wants to understand, control, predict, dominate. It does not know how to trust, how to be silent, how to surrender. And spirituality happens precisely in surrender. Trying to dominate spirituality with the intellect is like trying to measure the ocean with a ruler. It is insufficient, limited, and frustrating. When a person believes they already know enough, they close themselves. They stop listening. They dismiss simple practices. They consider themselves superior to beginners. They reject the unexpected because they believe they've seen everything. This is the most dangerous point of the journey. When you trade humility for erudition, when you replace surrender with speeches, when you idolize information but forget the content of your own soul. The secret is lived experience. Everything you learn must pass through 3 filters. The first filter is the body. Do you feel the knowledge in your body, or do you just repeat theories like a parrot? Wisdom is embodied. It changes your behavior, your perception, your vibration. The second filter is the heart. Does knowledge generate compassion, empathy, love within you? Wisdom softens, it includes, it understands, it never separates or judges. And the third filter is consciousness. Does knowledge expand your presence in the now, or does it distract you with more theories? If what you know does not make you calmer, more present, more connected, then it is not wisdom yet. It is only accumulation. For knowledge to become wisdom, you must return to the posture of the eternal learner. Even after decades of studying, meditating, teaching, the truly wise still get moved by simple truths. They still learn from those who know less. They still marvel at the mystery of life, because wisdom is not a trophy, it is a state of being, and this state only flourishes in an open mind, an available heart, and a surrendered soul. Up to this point, you've understood why knowledge can be an obstacle, how the fear of the unknown blocks your evolution, and the power of a mind free from judgment. But none of this matters if it doesn't become daily experience. Now it's time to go beyond reflection. We are going to turn this spiritual capacity into a vibrational state within you through the acceptance of the unexpected. Because accepting the unexpected is not an event, it is a posture of the soul. Life has always been unpredictable. The difference is that now you are finally seeing it. The first truth you must integrate is simple. Life was never under your control. It only allowed you to believe that for a while. You can plan, study, protect yourself, prepare, but the unexpected does not ask for permission. It enters, it shakes, it rearranges, it reveals, and it transforms. And that is good, because spiritually speaking, the unexpected is a messenger. It is life's way of saying, you are ready for the next level. You have held on too tightly to what you know. You are being called to trust. Developing this capacity does not mean omission or passivity. It means cultivating 3 spiritual pillars that strengthen your soul when the new arrives. The first pillar is observation. Stop reacting automatically. Observe what is happening around you, and even more importantly, inside you. Did unexpected news appear? A crisis? A sudden change of plans? Breathe. Watch your emotion. See the thoughts without believing them. You are not your reaction. You are the one who observes. The second pillar is openness. Say internally, I don't know what this means yet, but I'm open. Maybe this is teaching me something I cannot see right now. Even without understanding, I choose to stay present. This is the posture of a mature spirit. Openness is not naivety. It is deep trust in the flow of existence. The third pillar is integration. After the unexpected passes, and it always passes, integrate. Ask yourself, what did this reveal about me? What part of me was still clinging to control? What can I do differently next time? Acceptance is not the end of the process. It is the beginning of real learning. Practice 1. The Surrender Meditation. Sit for 10 minutes in silence. Breathe and repeat internally, I release control. I receive what comes. I trust. Let these words become more than affirmations. Let them become a vibration. Practice 2. Small conscious shocks. Deliberately step out of your routine. Take a different route. Talk to someone new. Try something uncommon. This activates your inner flexibility and strengthens your positive response to the new. Practice 3. Accept one thing each day without complaining. A delay in traffic, a mistake in your order, a plan that changes. Instead of resisting, accept consciously. Say within yourself, I accept this as part of my spiritual training. Deep down, accepting the unexpected is returning to the original state, your inner child, who doesn't live by rigidity, but by discovery. The child is surprised, adapts, surrenders. The child doesn't need guarantees. The child simply lives. And the more you return to this essence, the more lightness, intuition, joy, and miracles you will experience. The soul doesn't want to live by a script. It wants to dance with the unknown. If you made it all the way here, that alone shows something powerful within you, a silent force asking to expand. Throughout this video, you've seen that the true spiritual obstacle is not always outside of you, but inside your own mind, in your judgments, your fears, and your certainties. And now with more clarity, you can see that knowledge without experience becomes a disguised prison. The fear of the unknown is the soul's greatest enemy. Judgment blocks the signs the universe is trying to send you. Intellect without humility is nothing but noise. And accepting the unexpected is saying yes to your own evolution. This teaching is simple but radical. You don't need to understand everything to grow. You don't need control to be at peace. You only need to make space for the new. And the new, by definition, will never arrive in forms you already know. It will come as discomfort, surprise, challenge, or sudden change. But it will also come as healing, as rebirth, as truth, as liberation. So now the question is, are you ready to accept what you cannot control? Can you trust even without guarantees? Are you willing to let the unexpected become your teacher instead of your enemy? Tip number 1. Practice an inner yes every day. When something escapes your control, say internally, "Yes, I welcome this." Tip number 2. Use every unexpected moment as a doorway to consciousness. Ask yourself, what is this moment trying to show me? Tip number 3. Avoid searching for immediate meaning in everything. Not everything needs to be understood right now. Some answers arrive only with time or with silence. Tip number 4. Surround yourself with people and content that value presence and depth. This strengthens your mind against the addiction to rigidity. Tip number 5, the final one. Above all, remember this. What looks like chaos is often just life reorganizing your soul. If this video touched you in any way, leave a comment below saying, "I accept the unexpected." I want to know who is walking this path of expansion with me. Like, share, subscribe, and send this video to someone who you know is resisting change, surrender, and life. You are not here to control. You are here to flow, to learn, and to awaken. And the unexpected is your greatest teacher. See you in the next video. With love, presence, and awareness.